Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about Piracy, and you may remember this ad, you may not. It aired around, like 20 years ago, give or take. It was extremely popular, at least here in North America. And the gist of it is it's an anti-piracy ad where they say you wouldn't download a car, you wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't steal a handbag, you wouldn't steal a DVD, and downloading piracy is stealing. Piracy is a crime. And it's really targeted towards piracy of films, at least back then. And taking a look at this ad, people are now looking at it and the font used, and it's being accused. This ad is being accused of pirating the font in the ad. I wish I was joking with you here, but I'm not. This has been speculated for a while now, and it's being reported over on Turnip as well as a bunch of different places. I think Turnip has a pretty good summary of everything if you are interested in learning more about it. Like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. Anyways, here is the title of the article. You wouldn't steal a car, but would you pirate a font? It's worth noting here that this is not 100% confirmed. However, the evidence is really pointing towards it. So we'll have to wait and see if it is 100% confirmed at a later point, but right now it just really seems like it's piracy. So the whole piracy, it's a crime font. Looks to be based off of FF Confidential font, which was created by Just Van Rossum in 1992, which required a license in order to use, which it's being reported that this commercial did not have. And then taking a look at some of the assets here, it seems that this commercial used a font called Expand Rough, which was a knockoff of the FF Confidential font. Over on Blue Sky, Melissa Lewis, who is a data reporter at Center for Investigative Reporting, also takes a look at the font here and notices it's very similar to the font by Just Van Rossum, and that's FF Confidential. And there's some verbiage in here stating that the knockoff, the Expand Rough, is a clone, an illegal clone of that font. Again, it's worth noting here there is a chance the campaign actually licensed the font. However, and again, this is where the evidence is kind of damning, at least in my opinion. So here they say, Rib says, by using Font Forge on a PDF from the website for the campaign that they pulled off archive.org, I can confirm that they are indeed using the illegal clone version of the font rather than the licensed one. Interestingly, here the creator of the font weighed in on the matter. So they say, I know my font was used for the campaign and that a pirated clone named Expand Rough existed. I did not know that the campaign used Expand Rough and not the FF Confidential though. So this is new to me and I find it hilarious. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. Is this a classic case of rules for thee and not for me, or something else here? I find this whole thing absolutely hilarious. I'm curious to see if we hear more of the matter later on. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this. But moving on, and next up we're talking about Nintendo. I'm really still trying not to laugh about that last piece. And here we're talking about Nintendo. It seems that Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders went live, and well, no surprise, there are a whole bunch of scalpers reposting those pre-orders over on eBay. And it seems here that some fans are trying to combat that. So here is one of many examples on how they're trying to combat that. And this is a listing up on eBay here, and it's called Nintendo Switch 2 Pre-Order, priced at $450, retail price of the Switch 2. And taking a look, if you scroll down, if it seems too good to be true, it's because it is. The description of this is, well, it's not for Nintendo Switch 2. So they say here, if you buy this item, you will receive an envelope containing an A4 letter with a Nintendo Switch 2 printed on it in color. So I guess it is kind of for a Switch 2. This listing is for scalper bots only, not real humans. No refunds. Here's another example, and this pre-order with currency conversion turns out to be cheaper than the actual pre-order in the US. If I take a look at the description here, it says this is a black and white photo, not even color, of the Nintendo Switch 2 and its confirmation order that will be printed and shipped out. More than one item purchased will be turned into digital photos, not the real console. I repeat, not the real console. This is to fight the bots. This is just to help fellow Nintendo fans. No refunds, no returns. Have fun. And right at the very top, important, this item is for bots only. If you are not a bot, do not buy. I repeat, do not buy this. Now, I don't know about you, but we all called this from the beginning. Not the fake listings over on eBay, but the scalping problem. We all knew it was going to happen since day one, since before day one. I mean, it's not necessarily strictly a Nintendo problem. It happens with pretty much every single new console that's been released. I mean, it was a huge problem for the PS5. I think it was a problem for the original Switch and also for the PS4 and I think the PS3 and maybe even the PS2. It happens. Scalping is a thing. It's getting even more prevalent in the industry. And it's a super unfortunate practice, at least in my opinion, and probably in the opinion of a lot of people, except the people who are making profits on these consoles. It just seems like Nintendo probably could have tried to find a way to make even more of these to put them up for pre-order, even though they reportedly made a whole bunch of them. My advice to you, and it should be common sense, but please don't purchase a pre-order from someone at an inflated price and just stick to proper channels on this. Because what happens is it just facilitates this kind of behavior and possibly makes it even worse in the future. And speaking about gaming hardware, next up we're talking about Anbernic, and Anbernic has released more information about their RG557, including an unboxing video over on YouTube. If you're interested about the price of this one, it is up now on their website. So over on Anbernic's website, the RG557 comes in two different colors, transparent purple and white. And the price on this one is $234.99, so $235, which will be going up to about $250 at some point in time. The big question I have about this one is whether or not it's going to ship to the US. Because if you take a look and click on US here, there's no inventory for the US to be able to be ordered. So I'm curious about this one because in an earlier communication, Anbernic mentioned that they were pausing some shipments to the US. If you are curious about this one, the full specs are listed right on their website. It features a MediaTek Dimensity 8300 and 12 gigs of RAM. Now, taking a look at this, I think Zoo from Retro Handheld summed this up the best, where this is, I'd say it's a super RG556. And speaking about CPUs, next up here, we're talking about Snapdragon CPUs with Adreno GPUs. Now, if you use custom drivers, they've just released Mesa Turnip driver version 25.2.0 revision 2. And this is more of just a friendly heads up here. Again, these may work better with certain games, with certain emulators, maybe they don't. But here they've added in Hacky, A710 and A720 support. And speaking about mobile devices, next up here we're talking about something that I find extremely impressive. So we've talked about Fatal Fury City of the Wolves more than a few times on this channel. It was a game I was extremely interested in, and then a little bit less interested because of the weird choice in guest characters. And then interested in again, and ultimately I picked it up, and I am loving this game. I'm a huge fan of it. Dare I say I'm enjoying it more than Street Fighter 6. I mean, that's a can of worms for another day altogether. But anyways here, I think the game is absolutely fantastic, and I'm extremely impressed that someone's got it up and running on a Poco F5 phone via Winlator. And it seems to be running okay. I mean, it's rendering well, it's playing. I wouldn't call this necessarily playable because it's running a little bit too slow, and that's coming from a fighting game enthusiast. But maybe for a casual gamer, this is absolutely acceptable. Either way here, I'm very impressed that a phone is able to run this game so soon. And speaking about Capcom, I mentioned Street Fighter 6. Next up here, we're talking about Capcom. And if you're into beta testing, it seems that Capcom is hiring. According to the translated text, the position is called Bug Check Staff. I'm going to guess a more formal name for that would be something like QA. Anyways, here they say it's your job to actually play the pre-release game developed at Capcom for defect verification, reporting, and opinion suggestions. Each game is a team system that works together. Anyways, here, I believe the position is in Osaka, so if you do live in Japan, this may be of interest to you. I've noticed from some comments on this YouTube channel that the audience is kind of worldwide. Next up, we're talking about GOG, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this one because GOG has their foot to the floor on this preservation program. They posted a brand new video here over on their YouTube channel, and again, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below. It's called April 2025, Breath of Fire 4, and more games join the GPP. Breath of Fire 4 is up on GOG right now. It's about $883 US, and it is part of the GOG preservation program. And there's more games they also included in that list. If you are interested in game preservation and seeing more games up on GOG, and if you've got a few suggestions, I do recommend checking out the GOG Dream List, where they allow people to vote, and they'll prioritize stuff based on popularity of votes. And speaking about popularity, next up we're talking about a Castlevania fan game that's getting quite a bit of attention. This one is called Castlevania Remnants of Darkness, and a demo has just been released here, and this is 100% open source. The developer behind this one says that Castlevania Remnants of Darkness is a 2D Metroidvania based on the gameplay of Symphony of the Night, fused with mechanics from the 3D Castlevania games, such as summoning innocent devils and collecting relics and orbs that amplify your magical powers. This one is up on GitHub. The links are in the description of that video. And like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. And taking a quick peek at their GitHub here, it appears that it is available in an APK and an EXE, so PC and Android. And speaking about Android, next up we're talking about PlayStation 2 emulation on Android with NetherSX2. And NetherSX2 seems to be getting a brand new feature here that I think a lot of people will be excited about. And that is auto-updating GameDB, which have game-specific fixes and tweaks. We're going to have to wait, and probably not too long, to see how this is implemented in the app and how it's going to function overall, but it seems as if it's a way to try to keep parity with some of the game-specific fixes from PCSX2 via GameDB. But moving on and switching back to homebrew, and we're talking about Frontier Force, which is a shoot-'em-up, a brand new shoot-'em-up for the Sega Master System Mark III. Frontier Force is up on itch.io here. I have not played the game yet, but it does look interesting based on the videos I've seen in the screenshots. There's a YouTube channel to showcase even more information about this, and there is a price attached. It's not a free game. It's priced at $5 US, or $4.99 if you wanted to be specific. Next up, we're talking about PlayStation Plus, and if you're a PS Plus subscriber, you're probably not going to be happy with this news. 22 games are being removed from the service in May. Now, in my opinion, this is a pretty heavy-hitting list. It's not like a whole bunch of no-name games are just being removed. It's a bunch of very well-known games. For example, Grand Theft Auto 5. We have Grand Theft Auto 5 leaving PlayStation Plus before we've got GTA 6. They've got MotoGP 24 in there. They've got Payday 2 in there. Resistance 2, Resistance Fall of Man, and even more. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm assuming that some of these games may make a return to the service at some point in the future. I mean, I can't see them taking GTA 5 off and never putting it back on. Who knows? Anyways, even stuff like Batman Arkham Knight is being removed from PS Plus. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. But moving on and switching over to some Linux stuff, and next up here we're talking about System 76's upcoming desktop environment, Cosmic. Cosmic has been making waves ever since it released in Alpha, and Alpha 7, never been beta, has just released. So in this new update, they've got a bunch of improvements, fixes, and brand new features. They've improved workspaces. They've added in some new accessibility features like high contrast mode, color filters, color inversion, mono sound, and even more. They've improved compatibility for global shortcuts and even more. Now, this is still in alpha. It's not in beta. It's not a stable release. But at the same time here, they've made a lot of improvements. They're improving in leaps and bounds, and a lot of people are really excited, myself included, about the final product for Cosmic. Next up, we're talking about a game that's generating quite a bit of buzz. It's called Hunger, and this one is a PvPvE extraction shooter. There's a brand new gameplay reveal trailer up on YouTube, and a lot of people are talking about this one because it looks good. It is set to have some early access in 2025. We don't know specific timeframes. I don't know price of the game. I think you can wishlist this already on Steam and Epic. And taking a look here, I can absolutely understand why people are talking about it. Let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. And on a side note here, if you're a fan of Hell Let Loose, you may be a fan of Hunger because it said the team behind Hell Let Loose is the team behind Hunger. And speaking about reveals and announcements, last up here, we're talking about a game that I think looks super interesting. This one is called Easy Delivery Co. and just got a brand new reveal trailer over on YouTube, and I do recommend checking it out. If you're into driving games, if you're into delivery games, if you're into retro games, this one looks really cool. I guess most importantly, indie games. The graphics on this one, I'm immediately drawn to this one. It looks very charming and very fun, and also very difficult, or maybe not, who knows here. There is a Steam store for the page. Unfortunately, I don't know the release date nor the price, but there is a really, really good thing here. There is a demo available. If you are curious about this one, I do recommend checking it out and possibly even trying out the demo. It's available for Windows and Apple or Mac. And honestly on this one, give me your feedback. I'm going to be testing this one out as well, but if you've played it, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. The legendary one fluff is cuddling with Mrs. Sujano right now, and I'm not about to break that up and disturb her. Or either of them. I think that would be a bad idea to disturb either of them. Anyways, we talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.